Hello my friends, I am back with another video. I just thought I would like to do like a little rambly art session, creative session with me. I'm kind of comfy right now. I took a nap earlier today again and I had a really nice bowl of udon. So good. So recently I picked up a book called The Secret Garden. I'm pretty sure most of you have heard about it, but it's like a classic children's book and I've never read it. I used to love reading Anne of Green Gables growing up, but I never seemed to pick up The Secret Garden, so I thought I'd try it out. And so far it's a really cozy read, and I'm really liking the main character right now, even though she's a little bit, what's the word? Not the most likable in the beginning, but she's very sympathetic. And I decided that the cover of the book really needed a little bit of something and something on top, and I just thought that, I want to recreate how Mary looks. And so far I'm not finished with the book yet, I'm still reading it, but I feel like she has the potential to kind of have like a glow up, so I just thought that I'd draw her in that glow up stage. And yeah, and I just thought that while I'm at it, I might as well decorate my cover. You'll see later in the video how I decorate it using pressed flowers as well. So I'm pretty excited to show you guys. Right now, I'm kind of loving the whole ballpoint pen sketches and coloring in with like mixed media, like color pencils and watercolor. Just like a little bit of mixture of those two. And I chose I chose a ballpoint pen because it seemed really accessible and it's actually pretty waterproof for what it is, and it's super cheap. So I can like experiment all I want without worrying about like wasting my precious Sakura Pigma microns, which is like my holy grail. I love those. I love how thin it is and how it is also waterproof. But I really like the inky look. So I might go back towards that, I'm not really sure. But right now I've been loving the ballpoint pen and then going in like, like really dark shadows with the Sakura Pigma microns right now. Yeah, I just thought I'd ramble. I make this book cover and, have a little creative session with me. It's been a tiring week for me. I'm like going into a new position at work and it's been kind of overwhelming, especially since we're understaffed. So it's been really rough for me. And so doing all this like creative stuff has been pretty relaxing. It has been very soothing and like kind of gets my mind off of like whatever is happening in the world, And yeah, I don't know what is up with the cosmos lately. I know it's Mercury retrograde right now, but I feel like everyone's having a really tough month and week, because I know my best friend, his manager is out and he's like chronically understaffed as well. So and then my other coworker was having like troubleshooting, technical problems, and then and my work had technical problems too. So something's out there, something's happening in the cosmos right now. I hope you're doing well. Hopefully you're not going through anything like this, but also it's kind of comforting to know maybe that like I'm not the only one. I feel like it's like a collective thing. It's been really hard to kind of get things in balance, and because I'm so tired, I feel like I've been a lot meaner to a lot of people, and I feel really guilty about that. But if you're having a hard week like I am, I think it's important to like, give yourself that self-compassion, forgive yourself for making mistakes. It happens, and we're only human, and at the end of the day, it's no use just beating yourself up. At least that's what I'm trying to tell myself. I think lately I've been trying to cultivate like self-love and self-compassion, because I tend to be really hard on myself. I think a lot of because I'm an INFP, I feel like a lot of INFPs or introverted people or really ambitious people are really hard on themselves, and don't think it's very healthy, but it's good to have that awareness. My therapist was actually telling me that listen to all those sides that are coming out that are like, like that mean voice, or like that, or like that kind voice that's within you somewhere. If you've been like really hard on yourself for a really long time, it's kind of hard to hear that voice, but it's there. And I think the most important thing I learned is that you don't want to eradicate everything, like, like shush it and like hush it down and everything. I think that's kind of what makes them louder. So I've been trying to hear out all these voices in my head, whether it's like, you're not good enough, or like, you don't deserve to forgive yourself for doing this. That was so mean. Even it was just, looking back, it's funny now, but yeah, at the time I felt really guilty about it. Yeah, I was kind of mean this week, very grumpy. But yeah, but I think it's important to know that, to self-soothe and like give yourself that love. It's totally okay, and I just think it's no use beating yourself up over things that are just human. And I'm looking down because I'm looking at the video at the moment, and right now I am doing the watercolor portion of it. Like her hair, Mary's hair was like, I think described as like a straw, like, kind of blonde hair. So I kind of wanted to keep the white, but I also wanted to put the yellow color in there. So I only added like small streaks of the yellow. And right now I'm I'm putting all the whites in all the flowers, and I just thought that it was appropriate for her to have a crown flower on her head. I just thought it was goals, and I think it's just fitting for how her character might start to evolve. That's just my theory. I'm not quite sure. It takes me months to finish a book, you guys, so I will see what happens. Yeah, and I pretty much turned everything into a sticker using duct tape and parchment paper. I actually have a video with a tutorial on how to make this, so I'll leave a card up in the right hand corner for you guys. And yeah, I decided I could make a sticker for my pressed flowers too, so I decided to just do that. So it turned out pretty nice. It has very clear coating on it, so I don't have to worry about like, making my book messy if I like take it out outside, like if I plan to read outside. It's just been so hot lately. Like the weather has just been like, what is spring, you guys? Like, what's spring? It's just summer. Like I don't know why. It's just I'm just kind of sad. I feel like I really took the spring month for granted, especially since it was so short this year. Yes, last year was a pretty good amount of time, and I totally took it for granted. Same thing with the autumn time. I'm starting to really miss the autumn time. For those of you who don't know, I like thrive in that weather and that time period. And last year was, not last year, but like about 2 years ago, it was like the most perfect weather. It was so cool, and all the leaves have fallen, and the colors were so beautiful. And yeah, and then last year it was just so hot. It just never cooled down, and then until it became winter, and that made me kind of sad. I was hoping to pick out more autumn leaves to press, but I didn't have any because it was just so hot and warm. So yeah, kind of sad. It's never take things for granted, like I kind of wish, looking back now, that like I did the things I wanted to do instead of just saving it. I feel like I tend to do that a lot, like with music concerts, especially. Like, oh no, I don't want to go to a concert with this random person, or like, oh, like this, like an artist that I slightly like. I don't, no. I have to wait for the right artist. But I think that's really ridiculous. And I kind of learned my lesson, because now COVID struck, and I feel like I won't ever go to a music concert for a very long time. And now I'm like, okay, I've just been thinking about how we've been taking things for granted, and I've just been really like letting things go by and just saving things for the right moment when there really isn't. So yeah, so I feel like I've been reflecting on that a lot lately, especially since I'm trying this new career steps in art, and a lot of that energy kind of comes in where it's like I have to take the plunge. Like there's only so much planning I can do. So I just have to stay present, trust the process, and just do the next right thing. And that's all I can ask for, and just enjoy the ride. Yeah. And thank you so much for watching, you guys, and for staying for this very rambly, chatty creative session with me. And I hope you enjoy the process that I made for this book cover. Let me know what you think. And I have a printable of the pencil sketch that I made of Mary that you see on the cover on my Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi page. I bit the bullet and made a Ko-Fi donation page. And if you would like to support me, you can head on over there. I'll leave the link in the description box. And we'll see, I might upgrade to some tiers and get more perks and everything. So I'll keep you guys updated. And I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!